Mom would supplement the family income by taking in hand laundry. It got very popular. And Dad said, I think we better start a laundry. He was a merchant. He was a kneeler. He was a nice man. He worked for the Atlantic and Pacific Company as manager of the store in Sconset. And he says, I think, Mom, we better do the laundry. So they did. And I remember of coming home from school and for lunch, and I'd have to step over piles of sheets and things to get my sandwich or whatever. And then Dad says, well, I think we'll move over to the tavern on the moors, which was an actors' colony theater run by Mr. Howe, I believe his name was. And we moved in there, and Dad ran the laundry from there. And then most of his customers were large, and the large ones came from town. So he says, I think we all better move to town. So I remember of him looking for a place to run the laundry from in town. One was right on Main Street, just a few buildings up from the Pacific Bank on the left-hand side. I remember that. He was looking at that. But he ended up taking Judge Poland's property on Lily Street. And the shed, or the garage, was used for the washroom, and the main building was used for the ironing. And we lived in the other half.
And when did it end up where it is now?
It ended up when my brother Kenneth came back from the service of World War II, and he took it over from Dad and moved it to Vesper Lane.
Oh, families, probably 50 to 60, but they were all big families, 5, 6 kids. Now there's nothing out here. I do a count every winter between Christmas and New Year's of the number of houses that have got lights on that we know people are in. And generally comes up somewhere between 95 and 100. Of that, 31 of those houses only have one person in them.
Some of the people that lived in Sconset were the Cahoons, the Morrises, the Fields, the Coffins, the Egans, Santos.
Well, Santos, Cahoons, Davises, Holdgate, Kenny Holdgate. His whole family was out here.
Sconset was very friendly. As I say, they were mostly my relatives that lived in Sconset.
Nights after supper in the fall of the year, we'd go over onto Shell Street with the old steel roller skates and drive old Valerie Cushman right up the wall with the noise from them. She called the cops one night. Well, Charlie Handy comes up. He says, I like it when they're doing this. She, what do you mean? He says, I know where they are.
So we had regular routines, and we did things like hitting a tire down the street with a stick, or we'd go into the ocean, go swimming, and if we didn't get back in, then we'd just say, well, the third wave will bring us in. So then we come on and we're all boiled, and the beach sand is in your cap, in your bathing suit, but we'd go right back in again.
Tension between the summer people, yes. Come Labor Day, my father would sit against the fence when he ran Sconset Water as chief engineer. Labor Day, they're going down by. Take your time coming back. Just send a blank check next year, but be sure you signed it. There's always been tension. I don't think it's as bad now as it used to be.
How bad was it?
Oh, I mean, the parents used to butt heads all the time. The kids, we got along fine.
We all stayed local friends and just waited on them, and as soon as they went home, Labor Day, we were fine. We were back to normal. They
started moving off in the late 60s. It was kids were getting more active after school, and it was such a hassle getting them home. So, well, if I can find a place to live in town, then they can go play football or basketball, whatever. And we haven't got to make a trip to town for them. That's what really started it. My way of thinking, anyway.
And it was very quiet, and I felt as though we owned Sconset at that time. It was our place.